Alyssa Alhadef, 14, freshman. Scott Beagle, 35, geography teacher. Martin Duque Anguiano, 14, freshman. Nicholas Duare, 17, senior. Aaron Feiss, 37, assistant football coach. Jamie Gutenberg, 14, freshman. Chris Hickson, 49, athletic director. Luke Hoyer, 15, freshman. Kara Lofgren, 14, freshman. Gina Montalto, 14, freshman. Joaquin Oliver, 17, senior. Elena Petty, 14, freshman. Meadow Pollock, 18, senior. Helena Ramsey, 17, senior. Alex Schachter, 14, freshman. Carmen Shentrip, 16, senior. Peter Wang, 15, freshman. We're here today to honor the 17 victims lost and the families, students, teachers, and community of Parkland, Florida. As a school and community, we're showing our support to Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. This walkout is not about politics. It's about us coming together as a student body, as faculty and staff, and saying that enough is truly enough. I hope that our children will never live in a world where another school shooting seems to be the everyday headline, where in their own community, lockdowns have become a weekly occurrence and threats of murder at school seem normal. This is our world, and we must change its current course. I hope that our children will never live in a world where another school shooting seems to be the everyday headline, where in their own community, lockdowns have become a weekly occurrence and threats of murder at school seem normal. This is our world, and we must change its current course. The shooting in Parkland really hit home for me, and it's part of the reason I'm standing here today. A friend of mine went to MSD as a freshman and sophomore, and on the day of the shooting, I was with him as he called his friends to make sure that they were still alive. He was being sent videos and pictures by his friends in Florida of classrooms with students who had been shot, kids screaming as gunshots went off in the background, and hallways covered with bodies. Although I personally do not know any of the students at MSD, I felt an incredible heartbreak for them that day. And watching and reading things every day about their movement and hearing of continued school violence reopens that wound each time. This small connection pushed me even harder to say that enough is enough and that our generation must be aware. We must educate ourselves and take steps to make a change. And that's why we're here today, not to state our stances on the gun control debate, not to push for the arming of teachers or the banning of all guns, but to say that something must change. To say that what happened in Parkland should never ever happen again. And our generation has the power to change that and to stand up and say to the community of MSD that we support them. For years, it feels like many things have been forgotten. Something happens, people show sympathy and say things should be different, but after a couple of weeks of media coverage and nothing truly being changed, it is once again swept under the rug and forgotten until the next event happens. As a generation, as students, as a school and community, we want to show our support as fellow high school students, teachers, and staff, and let you know that your sons, daughters, and teachers will not be forgotten. These people who are robbed of their time here so early have started something that will not stop until we have become better. I want to thank everyone who is standing here right now with us for putting aside your personal political views, for agreeing that children and teachers being murdered in school is unacceptable and that it must stop. We are the future of our society, and it's time to step up and take the reins on our own lives and our own futures. It's time to make sure that 17 more people don't have to die to make schools safe places. No parent, sibling, or friend should ever have to worry if their child, brother or sister, best friend, or teacher will make it home from school on any given day. No child or teacher's future should ever be taken from them like the 17 victims of the Parkland shooting were. I feel proud to be part of a school who has students like us who choose to stand up and honor the victims and bring awareness to school violence, and that we are standing together as one to say that enough is truly enough.
My entire career in education has been marked by school violence. That has now continued every single year that I've been in education, and I believe it is also time for it to stop. We have a lot of things in place here at Woodcreek to keep you safe. We have campus monitors, police officers, gates. We have a safety team that meets. All of those things are really important, and as adults, we will continue to do those things and get better at them all the time. But I really am up here right now because I want to talk to you about what you can do. We need to start doing things a little bit differently in our world, because a lot of these shootings have been, the commonality has been that students have felt marginalized and not included. And so we can do something now to help with that. There was a movement instead of Walkout called Walk Up. And if you read about that on the internet, you'll see that really the idea behind it is taking care of each other. I would encourage you in the next couple of weeks to find 14 students and 3 adults on campus that you don't know and get to know them. Don't look down on others because they're different. Learn about them and learn to accept each other. Walk up to a kid who's sitting alone at lunch and invite him or her to join you. Walk up to someone who seems lonely, say hello and strike up a conversation. Walk up to a student who disrupts class and ask them how they're doing. Walk up to someone who has different views than you and share your opinions. Walk up to a classmate, make eye contact, and really listen to them. Walk up to someone who never seems to smile and tell a joke to make them happy. Walk up to someone you don't know very well and talk to them. Walk up to a teacher or a staff member and thank them for what they do and get to know them a little bit better. Start before you leave school today. Let's be a school who embraces each other, loves each other, and cares about each other. I will invite you to join me to work for Woodcreek to be the safest school possible, but part of that is taking care of one another. We'll take care of the other stuff. So I'm going to turn it back over to Grace to finish this, but I really appreciate the fact that you came out here today to show that our school will not stand for continued school violence.